Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. Let's have a look at my first clear of Kain, and he is the fire impossible for the latest series of impossibles, the prisoner series. And then I wasn't very sure at all that I could beat the quest. I don't have a lot of the best monsters, but I looked at the list and I put together kind of the best team that I could. And then I looked at Shido from Game With. I looked at his walkthrough of it, and I was like, oh, okay, I see, we'll give it a try. And I beat it, so let's have a look here. Gimmicks here are the individual life bars, which they don't do very often because it's not a very popular gimmick. But it's fine here. And then there's also wind. The wind will push you around or pull you into places where very damaging attacks occur. And then there's a little bit of a gravity barrier. But as you can see from my team, I have some guys without one or the other null ability, or without both even. It's still possible to get through, even if you don't have all of the null abilities. And yeah, on this first stage here, the fan, it draws us in with the wind, right in between the red dragons, and then the red dragons hit us with their lasers. So if we have guys with no wind, they will not be drawn into the laser, or if we can somehow change our position, then we can get out of there. But when we do take down the red dragons, they will summon the little flame guy. And if we take down the little flame guy, they will activate the heart panels. And yeah, the heart panels are important because our characters that run over them, they can restore our HP. And that's particularly important for this mission because of the separate HP bars. So yeah, lots of guys being drawn into the laser, and lots of guys near being KO'd. If a character reaches 0 HP, they still get to act on their turn, but their speed and attack are lowered, and they cannot use strike shots. And I think their bump combos are turned off as well. So we definitely want to keep all of our guys as close to full hit points as possible, so that we can play more effectively. Alright, so that was the first stage, pretty straightforward. Second stage, the first thing we want to do is get rid of one of these flame guys so that we can activate the heart panels. And then we want to move our characters as close to the red Smydras as possible. And the reason for that is because their attack is the bomb attack. And then if you've used Aladdin, then you know that the farther the bomb travels, the more damage it does. So there I was not able to get down in time, so the bombs came out and they did a lot of damage to us. But if we position our guys close to the red dragons, then we can lower the damage of the bombs, and so take less damage. And so if we were, like, for example, right next to the red dragons, it wouldn't take us down if we had full HP, so... Alright, so let's see how much damage this bomb does. So 5,000, that's fine, we can deal with that. And that's kind of the name of the game for this entire mission, is kind of positioning and mitigating damage, and then keeping our HP up for all of our guys. Okay, first mini-boss stage. First thing we want to do is get rid of or get close to the dragon guys. If we can take them down, that's fine too. So we'll get rid of that one. We'll see if we can do the same with Shinji here. Excellent. Alright, and then we can take down the flame guys to activate the heart panels. And then Tsukuyomi Zero, she has a Sprite Slayer, so she does extra damage to those guys, and one other enemy in this level, I forget who. But anyway, here comes Kain. Let's use Koyuki's Strike Shot. It is a tackle strike shot, and then she has the Mancer Slayer M, so she'll do extra damage to the boss. but the boss has a lot of HP, so it didn't take away as much of the gauge as I was hoping. But yeah, Kain, as we saw there, he also has the bomb attack. That's the lower right number there. So we want to be close to Kain so that we can lower the damage of that bomb. Okay, but we had Koyuki right next to the weak point. We got her bump combo out, and that took down the mini-boss. Okay, last stage before the boss sequence, and this is kind of like a reverse of the second stage. We want to work our way up to the top so that the bombs will do less damage to us. And I think finally now I can continue to talk about my team, or start to talk about my team. First I'm using Shinji, the new Transcendent form. He is a bounce with no gravity barrier, very strong bump combo in the rebound laser and the homing or lock-on piercer, and then a speed and power up strike shot. And yeah, I was wondering how good he was going to be for this quest, and he turned out to be pretty much awesome. His bump combo is very strong. There are some laser barriers here, but not usually on the boss, so we can get some good damage in there. Okay, first boss stage. We of course want to be close to the red dragon, and then it is possible to pinch between the red dragon and the boss here, so let's try to do that. And then the hitbox for the boss is smaller than his graphic, so we can aim kind of more closely towards the boss in order to pinch here. Alright, so let's try to pinch. And very good. Alright, so the boss moves out. The first thing that we need to be aware of is that 1 on the right side of him. A laser will come out to the right, which is very strong. And it's easy to get stuck there because there is the gravity barrier there. And then, once that laser comes out, then we need to position ourselves close to Kain, so that the bomb will do less damage to us. So yeah, that's the name of the game for the boss sequence. Stay out of the range of the big laser on the right, and then keep close to the boss in order to prevent damage to yourself. And actually, all through playing the boss sequence, I didn't worry too much about my character's HP or healing. I focused more on the positioning of my guys, just to make sure that they were in the right place. And that seemed to work out for me. Okay, so here, what I should do is take down the little red dragons first, get rid of the big dragon next, get rid of the flame guy next, and then go after the boss. But thankfully my positioning here was really good, so we'll just one-punch the boss there. And that was partly set up because I was able to pinch in the previous stage, so that was lucky. Okay, and then third boss stage. And then on this stage there are no bombs thrown out by the boss. So in that sense it's a little bit easier. But this stage is also a little bit harder because the laser on the right, it's much more dangerous in this stage. The reason for that is because there's a fan on the right there, and then there's a bunch of needle panels as well. So yeah, lots of damage if we are on the right there. So the way that we can get around that is to move all of our guys as far to the left of the screen as possible. And if we do that, maybe we will be caught on the hitbox of Kain, and so not be drawn into the wind. Okay, so the first fan went off there. We were drawn into Kain, and we're not in the range of the laser, so we'll avoid that. That's good. And then the next fan is going to go off next turn, so we'll try to keep our guys on the left. Okay, boss moves, fan comes out. Shinji was caught on the hitbox of the boss, so he's safe. My other two characters, though, they were drawn in by the wind, so we need to move them out of there. But yeah, that's about it for this stage. If we can keep all of our guys on the left, then we can just do damage to the boss and then take him down. And then here, let's use Koyuki's Strike Shot again. Again, didn't do as much damage as I was hoping. But yeah, I really need to start talking about my characters here. Next up is Tsukuyomi Zero. She has Recovery S, a bump combo which locks on to weak points, which is very good for this quest. And then a Strike Shot, which I will not use, unfortunately. But it creates an area in front of her where lightning bolts come down, very strong. Next I'm using a Koyuki Evolution. She is a bounce. She has Mancer Slayer M, Tackle Strike Shot, and then finally my friend is Guinevere. She is a bounce. She also has that same bump combo with the lock on to the weak point, but she is a blast type. And then she has a delay strike shot. Whew, okay. So last stage, if our positioning is really good, we can just go after the boss. If we want to play it safe, we can go after the red dragons and then take down the flame guys to activate the heart panels. So I used Shinji's Strike Shot for the speed and power up, took down the first red dragon, and then we'll work on taking down the second. With Guinevere here, let's use her delay Strike Shot. We'll hit the boss, we'll try to hit the red dragon, and amazingly we will not hit the red dragon. But yeah, if you've been paying attention to Shinji, I think you've been noticing that his bump combo's been doing very good damage, so. Whoops, regular bound there, but that's okay. Okay, and then with Tsukuyomi Zero, we'll set off all of the bump combos here, and that will do it. So yes. Great damage from Shinji's laser, great damage also from Guinevere's lock-on shockwave. And that was Kain. So yeah, I think I had far from an ideal team, but I really paid attention to my positioning and then kind of the order of the attacks coming out, and I was able to get through it. And then as for the character of Kain himself, he's pretty darn good. Pierce with no gravity barrier, Minesweeper. That makes him really good for the Red Time Trial, the Temple, and also Memento Mori, of course, and Fudomyo and some other quests. Alrighty, hopefully that was helpful, and we'll see you again. Take care.